I think Barack Obama, quite apart from the political implications of whether he won or why he won, is a rhetorical event worth noting. That there was something very stirring, is something very stirring about his rhetoric. Like most other things about Obama, he is difficult to classify rhetorically. He mixes the grand style and the subdued style, sometimes unexpectedly and surprisingly. He is part African-American preacher and part Ralph Waldo Emersonian pragmatism. But I think that he has stirred up the rhetorical waters in a way that's going to be helpful for preaching. Recently, he intended to make a short speech by video to school children. And a lot of parents dug in their heels and said no. And it was in part a recognition of the power of rhetoric. They were afraid that he was going to smuggle an agenda in under the beauty and eloquence of his speech. Okay, that's great for preaching. Speech is dangerous. Speech is powerful. Speech can change things. That's what we're about in preaching. Now, public rhetoric really, in my view, falls into three kind of categories. There's public rhetoric that appeals to the powerful emotions of negativity. Fear, rage, alienation. We got plenty of that in our culture. That's not the pulpit, or shouldn't be the pulpit. We have rhetoric that appeals to our better angels, our desire to do the right thing with our neighbors, the desire to be good citizens, the desire to be human beings who matter and count. And that's the yes we can rhetoric of Obama. And there's some of that that belongs to the pulpit, but that's really Emersonian. There's a third kind that's much rarer, and that's what I call eschatological rhetoric. That's rhetoric that really is born in another world, but then enters our world and creates a space that wasn't possible before, for reconciliation, for truth-telling, for justice-seeking, for faith-making. And it's kind of future-present tense speak. And occasionally Obama does that because he's the black preacher, and he borrows on those dynamics. And that's really startling speech. That's much more than progress. That's hope. And that's what we specialize in the pulpit. That's really our kind of rhetoric. And the more we learn how to speak as hopeful preachers, the more powerful our preaching is going to be.